Okay, microbio video 2. Medically important microorganisms. Nosocomial means it was hospital acquired, like C. diff. Ugh. No good. Iatrogenic means the disease was caused by health professionals, usually by poor hand washing. Symbiosis, two dissimilar organisms living together, which includes commensalism, parasitism, mutualism. Interesting. I didn't know those were inclusive. Commensalism, organism that is a part of the normal bacterial flora. One benefits, the other is unaffected. Non-pathogenic E. coli create an anaerobic environment in which obligate anaerobes can grow. Parasitism, one organism benefits and causes harm to the other. Intestinal worms, like hookworms, cause iron deficiency, anemia. Mutualism, both organisms benefit. Vitamin K producing bacteria such as E. coli in the gut. Bacterial growth phases. Lag phase, I think we did this just last quarter. Number of cells is constant, preparing for growth. Metabolic activity without division. Log phase, exponential growth, that makes sense. Doubling time varies among strains and conditions. Stationary, new growth matches the rate at which they die off. Yep. As the organisms run out of nutrients. Death phase, all the nutrients are used up. Bacteria start to die due to buildup of waste products. Bacterial growth can be controlled by subjecting bacterial population to heat, irradiation, antimicrobial chemicals, and antibiotics. As long as you have the right one. Disease triangle. I don't remember this. I'm glad it's in the book. The interaction between the host, the agent, and the environment. Some texts call this the disease triangle, while other texts call it the communicable disease or the epidemiological triangle. The host is the human being, the agent is the microbe, the environment deals with those external factors that allow the disease to spread. It's a delicate balance because not all hosts will be infected with a known pathogen if the environment is not conducive. Adaptations of microorganisms to promote survival. Viruses undergo antigenic shift. Bacteria spores, fungi form spores. Parasites form cysts. Bastards. Alright, next page. Immunity. I'll do this with a very dull pencil. I want to sharpen the pencil in the middle of the video. Okay, divisions. There are two major subdivisions. Non-specific, meaning innate, and specific, meaning acquired after initial exposure. Non-specific or innate immunity. It depends on physical barriers such as mechanical skin, GI, respiratory, GU epithelium, and chemical acid pH in the stomach and vagina. There are also vascular and phagocytic responses, which are a result of the injured or infected cells. Is that in focus? There we go. In addition, the complement system is involved in. It's designed to defend against infection by promoting phagocytosis and killing the cells directly. Certain bacteria carry surface molecules which activate the complement system of plasma proteins. Complement activation produces a series of activities. Chemotaxis, to attract specific white blood cells to the area of the damage, C5. Opsonization, which makes the target cells more susceptible to phagocytosis. Drinkable. Oh, that's Pinot. Sorry, eatable. Opsonization. Eatable. Complement fragments, also known as opsonins, bind to the surface of the bacteria. Phagocytic cells with receptors for these fragments become attached to the opsonized bacteria. This increases the binding of the bacteria for phagocytosis. C3b. Chemotaxis, C5a. Phagocytosis, C3b. Inflammation by the activation of mast cells in anaphylaxis, C3a, C4a, C5a. Lysis, due to the increased efficiency of bacterial phagocytosis, C5b, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. Specific or acquired or adaptive immunity. That's a lot of ors. Involves the production of antibodies against a specific foreign antigen by lymphocytes. Antigens, antibody-generating substances, are usually large complex molecules. Smaller molecules, called haptens, may also stimulate antibody production only if attached to a protein for the initial presentation to the immune system. Specific immune responses rely on lymphocytes, may be mediated either by humoral, meaning antibody responses, or cell-mediated, which is new antibodies. Some tissues will tolerate antigens without eliciting an inflammatory response. These are called immunologically privileged, like the brain, eye, testes, and fetus. Fetus is many types of tissue. Products of immune cells include tumor necrosis factor, immunoglobulins, cytokines, which include lymphokines, interferons, interleukins 1 through 18. Cytokines are produced by inflammatory cells in general. Lymphokines are produced from lymphocytes. That makes sense. Another one of the products of immune cells is transforming growth factor. Antibody-mediated immunity depends on B lymphocytes involved in the generation of humoral immunity, which mature in the bone marrow, become either plasma cells or memory cells. Plasma cells make antibodies in the form of immunoglobulins. T lymphocytes are 95% of the circulating lymphocytes. They mature in the thymus, involved in cell-mediated immunity through the production of activated T lymphocytes. Just talk about the production. There we go. Alright. Differentiation of T cells. T cell precursors in the bone marrow go to the thymus, where they differentiate into CD8 or CD4 T cells. CD8 T cells become cytotoxic, which kill virus-infected neoplastic and donor graft cells. CD4 T cells further differentiate into helper T cells, which develop into Th1 and Th2 cells. Th1 activate macrophages. Th2 help B cells to make antibodies. Alright, I think we'll leave this video at that.